Hello, everybody. I was trying to see how this setup was going to work out. And I wanted to pop on quickly for a conversation about transitioning part one. And I have my notes here to help me stay on task for what I want to share with you today, and my light here, which it may dim out, this extra light, because I haven't charged it, but that's okay. I wanted to pop on anyway and share some things with you. So I want to talk about transitioning. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I asked some people, gave a survey, asked some questions about what they were facing, and have found a couple key things that have come up that I want to walk through and share with you today. And I want to talk about this in a way that is going to walk you through my thoughts about transitioning. Some people ask me about transitioning within certain things, from transitioning from being an employee to self-employed. There are life transitions that I'm going to be talking to you about, and there are going to be just a couple of topics related to that I'm going to bring up over the time. But I wanted to start and share this with you. So welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. And I realize that I think my notes are actually on the table and not with me. But I do want to talk about transitioning. And I want to talk about this because I think it's really important for us to talk about it, because sometimes there's fear for really transitioning and stepping into what you feel you want to do or what you're here for. And when you think about transitioning from employee to being self-employed, right, from working for somebody else to working for you, there's some risk involved. There's some things that you're going to have to step out from in order to be able to do what you would really like to do. And that really starts with thinking about, what do you really want? What do you really want to achieve with the transition, right? Some people want to know if it's the right time to do that, if you're going from employee to employer. And you do need to think about when is the right time, but I think you really need to consider, what is it that you want? Do you want to create a life of freedom? Is your current position or job honoring your values or honoring who you are? And if you feel that those things are not being honored or valued and that you really need something else, maybe it is time to transition. Yet when you're thinking about transitioning, some people may think about, well, what am I going to transition to? Couple things that you can do to transition to something else. Yes, one, see about getting something part-time that'll support you as you build your business, if that's what you're looking to do. And really keep in mind, as you're doing the work, why is it that you want to create the kind of work you want to create? What is the ultimate outcome or the impact that you want to have? And you can transition. You can do this. It is going to be a process. So for me, when I first transitioned from working for someone else to owning my own business, what I did initially is I took a look at my work, what I was doing, how that was impacting me, and what I felt I was ready for. And I looked at it, I journaled about it, I wrote, and then what I did is I took a look at what were the pros and cons of me continuing to stay in the situation that I was in, or continuing to really step out and do the work that I was here to do. And so what did that look like? And I created different scenarios, like, if I did this, then this would be the outcome I would have. Or if I did this, this would be the outcome that I would have. And I did like an ABC chart, and then wrote the pros and cons of each. And what I found was I was moving more towards transitioning out of working for someone else at that time. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to step fully into. And what I did was I went ahead and transitioned. I went ahead and moved from being an employee to being self-employed. And when I did that, it was such a beautiful opening to my experience and my understanding of who I was and what I was able to create. I was able to build a business that that surpassed my annual income for my job that I had previously had, that I had left. And I did that for over 3 years, running this business that I was running as a consultant. And I was doing consulting work. I was counseling and coaching. 3 C's, right? That's what I was doing at the time. And I found a lot of freedom in that, which was something that I valued. I wanted to create my own schedule and my time. I was able to do that in my own work versus working for someone else. I wasn't able to do that while I was there. So when you're thinking about transitioning, there goes my light, you all, from employee to being self-employed, it's really important to consider what's important to you, what you want, and what are the different opportunities for you to step into. And so I recommend that you really take a look at that. You write it down, you do some exploration, you take a look at what you're looking to create as your own boss, as being self-employed, and what do you need to make sure that you're continuing to grow and create the kind of work that you will be excited by. There's more to it, but this is just a brief introduction to what I wanted to share. And I wanted to hop on this evening and share this all with you. So if this has been helpful for you, you can let me know. You can comment. You can ask me a question here. I invite you to share it with someone who may be this may be helpful for them. Please share it with them. And I just want to encourage you that if you're in a moment where you're thinking about transitioning from employee to employer, I want to encourage you, because you can do it. This is your opportunity. Like, if it's been sitting with you for a long time, if it's been in your heart and on your mind and you're ready for it, I encourage you to step into it. And some people may think about that income. How can you create or make sure you're stable moving forward? You can always grab a part-time something or something that you can do freelance to support you in your transition, okay? If this is what you really, really want. Get what you need, save up, put up a savings that you have in place that'll last you for 6 months to a year. Right? Make sure you have that in place if you want to really step out and you want to make sure you're stable financially. If you're building a business, make sure you have 6 months to 12 months of savings saved up. There are options, right? You can do that, or you can step out there and make sure you have something working for you, or you're freelancing and you're reaching out and you're getting contracts or getting opportunities that are going to serve you in your self-employment aspect of what you're wanting to do. So that's what I wanted to share with you this evening, and hop on and do that. I'm going to be hopping on for a part 2, and I'll hop on for that part 2 tomorrow, where I'm going to give you a little bit more information about transitioning from employee to employer. And I will also be talking about transitioning throughout this series, these part 1, part 2, and life experiences. So I'll be sharing a little bit more about that as well. So stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think. You can comment, like, share this video, and invite someone who needs to really talk about transitioning to the space. I'll be coming back to talk about more, and so it'll be titled Transitioning, the part 2, and I'll be sharing that with you soon. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to talking with you. Bye.